Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Mikhail Peters. Today I'm at my grandmother's house again, and I think the last time I did videos from here was not last summer, but yeah, actually it was last summer because it was August and I was looking at a house down here. And it's really cool that now the next time I'm here recording these videos, I now have I don't have a house unfortunately, but I have a place to live, which is cool. That problem is solved. Now, I kind of started thinking about, okay, so I'm going to try to frame this. I'm trying to think of how to frame this. I'm really concerned about my grandfather's health. I'm also having my own health things going on, which I briefly alluded to. Now, I have a very, concerning feeling that I may not be able to get down here again, before something happens, and before something happens with both me and my grandfather in terms of health problems. So, this is happening during this time. There's also like a Fulbright event in DC, so I was trying to go to that also. And essentially, what's going on here? So, there's a lot of stuff going on at home with drama still around me moving out. And basically, I kind of had this realization 5 minutes ago about how traveling has been sort of a coping mechanism for me for the last year to stay away from the drama. I've noticed that there's this trend, like whenever I'm home for exactly 2 days at a time, there's some big blowout that always happens in the kitchen. And that's probably why I really have a phobia of kitchens. That makes a lot of sense because I have no emotional attachment to kitchens. I don't want to be in kitchens. I don't like kitchens. Maybe this is part of why I don't cook in the US. No, not part of why. I know it's solely the reason why I don't cook in the US because I don't want to spend more time in the kitchen where somebody could come talk to me than necessary. Okay, so anyway, we're getting ready to go to this Fulbright thing. That's really cool. I'm excited. It's going to be a reunion with people I haven't seen in years at this point. So it's very exciting. For some reason, everybody decided to come to it. But, I was just thinking more about today I was trying to work as usual. And, there's a lot of drama around the stuff in my apartment, people cleaning my apartment for me. I didn't really want this to happen, but I'm on a super condensed timeline right now for so many different reasons that I don't really feel like getting into right now. But I just had this strong realization that it's I just, there's too much drama. It's really a lot of drama and I don't really want to be involved in it. And I want to be better at not reacting to things, which is really hard. That's a skill I do not yet possess. I'm going to be pretty forthcoming about that. I know somebody said mindfulness, meditation. Yeah, that might be part of it. So, I'm looking forward to just getting things set up and then setting a lot of boundaries, which is kind of what my brother's been really good at doing. He doesn't have the social energy to answer the phone. He just doesn't answer the phone. He won't talk to you. He'll get back to you when he has the energy for that. And right now I really don't have the energy for anybody, including friends. I feel so bad, but it's even texting my friends is too much sometimes. And I noticed that that's something that does start to happen when I'm feeling really depressed, is just looking at messages makes me feel like I can't answer them. That's not really how I feel right now. I just feel like they feel like a lot of work, but I'm also trying to manage a lot of other things with my job and with moving and all this stuff. So anyway, that was just kind of the thought that I had is why have I traveled so much in the last year? I think a lot of it was just trying to avoid being at home. I had pretty strategic coping mechanisms up until I started working full time because, I used to be at a university. So I used to physically go to a university and I would spend my whole day there. So that got me out of the house. And that was a really good coping mechanism for a certain number of years. Also, working at the restaurant has been really good in terms of getting me out of the house. And, I think it is really hard when you're living in an environment where you don't feel safe. And, it's me kind of finally admitting to myself that that's been something I've been struggling with for a number of years. And I know living in my own apartment, it's going to be really difficult financially and all those things. But as my one friend once said, you can't put a price on sanity. So I feel that's, more of what's going on here. And now I feel kind of good about the fact that I don't have to keep using travel escapism. But right now, I'm trying to see my grandfather for these couple of days that, I'm feeling super paranoid. And I hope it's just paranoid that, who knows if they're going to be the final ones. It's so hard to admit this, but it is how I feel. And so, I don't appreciate all these annoying phone calls about this needs to get done and this needs to get done. And 5 different relatives are trying to help with my apartment and they have the keys right now and they're putting things away and that's cool. But, it is what it is. So I'm hoping that travel can be more of something I just want to do and less of an escapism technique, because I understand that I kind of only feel good when I'm out of the house. And I don't think that's good. So I don't know. That's just honest. So yeah, traveling, escapism, that's the thing for today. I'm trying to make something. We really need to leave soon. So this is the one I'm putting out into the universe for today. And I'm really hoping that pretty soon things are all going to be squared away and I'll be feeling better. And if not, then I can always go back to Finland. Until next time. Bye.